Communications Director for the Green Wave. Previously, he spent 6 years at LSU. Before that, 3 years at Auburn. He was at Louisiana Tech and Florida Atlantic as well. Now 2-2. After losing at Duke, Tulane will play at Army Saturday afternoon. Please give a warm welcome to Brian Miller of Tulane University. Brian.
Thanks, Ken. Thanks for having me here today. Obviously, I get to come up here and talk about a not-so-fortunate event, unlike the Saints and LSU, who put together pretty significant wins on their respective football fields. But we went to Duke Saturday with high hopes, coming off a nice win at home, on the road, at UAB, to put our conference record at 1-1. Went into Duke. They're a team that kind of mirrored Tulane a little bit when it came to success in the recent years on the football field. But they have a very good quarterback, and they like to run a lot of screen plays, and Tulane was unable to stop their offense. We had a few bright spots in the game. Ryan Travis actually tied the game at one point with a 23-yard interception return for a touchdown. Very nice play for him. And then Cairo Santos, our place kicker, kicked a 49-yard field goal, which was his career high and the longest by a Tulane kicker since 2008, when Ross Devinat kicked a 50-yarder against UAB. This week, as Ken mentioned, we are at Army. Army's kind of been a thorn in the side of Tulane for the last 4 or 5 years. Always been that pivotal game in the season. Seems to be the 4th or 5th game of the year every year for Tulane, and Tulane right now 2-2, 1-1 in the conference, which is the most important number. Obviously 7 wins is what the Green Wave has to get to this year to make a bowl. You're normally 6, but we have Army on Hawaii on the schedule at the end of the year. Anytime you travel to Hawaii in a non-conference game, you get a 13th game added to your schedule, so we have to win 7 now. This non-conference game against Army coming up on the road, and then we return home to the Dome on October 8th to play Syracuse, another team. Both of these games, obviously, I think are very winnable for us. Army, like I said, has been a thorn in the side. They love to run the football. Very similar team that came into the Dome last year and ran all over us. But we are, I think, a much better defensive team this year. Trent Mackey in the game against Duke had 13 tackles, his 3rd out of 4 games where he's had double-digit tackles. Trent transferred from Duke, so it was good for him to go up there and play very well. Also, Ryan Travis, in addition to his interception, had 10 tackles as well. A lot of young players on this team. I don't know how many of you are familiar with our roster, but Orleans Darkwa, sophomore running back, he's had a very good season so far. Robert Kelly scored a touchdown the other day against Duke. He's a freshman running back. Brandon LeBeau sat out the second half of the game against Duke with an injury. He's a freshman wide receiver, very, very big, very good hands. Justin Shackelford had 69 yards receiving in the last scoring drive that we had up there. He's a freshman as well. And DJ Ponder came in, our junior backup quarterback, in some mop-up time Saturday afternoon and put together a pretty good drive for us as well. In addition to working with the football team, I also work with the men's basketball team, and that's one of the reasons I was late. I was trying to finalize our schedule so we can send that out very soon. We unfortunately have not released our schedule yet, but do have some pretty bright spots on the schedule that I can talk about. We do play at Syracuse in a non-conference game, December 22nd in the Carrier Dome. We also host Georgia Tech on December 3rd. That game will be on CBS Sports Network TV. That will be in Fogelman Arena. And then we obviously have our 16-game conference schedule that we were looking forward to. And with that, I'll take any questions. Actually, yeah. Leon Bluin is a freshman quarterback, and he is hopefully going to redshirt this year. And the reason I say hopefully is if we don't need him to play, he will redshirt. And he has got a very strong arm. good-sized kid, and he's definitely the future for Tulane at quarterback. Obviously, Ryan Griffin will have this year and next year to come back, but Leon Bluen is a very good-looking kid, at least in practice for us. Any other questions? He's been a bright spot for us this year. He had some very good punts. In fact, in the press box the other day, I was joking because it was his good kicks that led us to our scores. I mean, he had the nice, I think it was a 47-yard punt, and the ensuing play was when Ryan Travis intercepted the ball and took it 23 yards. So he is averaging just under 45 yards a kick right now, and is really a bright spot for us. Unfortunately, he has to kick the ball a lot, but he has definitely stepped up as a sophomore and kicked the ball very well for us. Anything else? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Tulane is at Army this coming Saturday. A couple of announcements. Number one, we want to remind you once again, please make a note. We'll send out the notice. We will meet on Tuesday of next week. That's Tuesday rather than Monday. That's Tuesday of next week. So please make sure that you make that note and make an appointment to be here next Tuesday with all of our speakers. Also, I have a chance to speak in a lot of different places all year long. Spoke at the West Bank Quarterback Club this past Wednesday night. Speak at St. Charles Catholic, Riverside. Spoken at Rummel. I speak at Holy Cross coming up. West Bank Optimist Club. Had a chance to speak at Lutcher this past Tuesday night. A couple of our friends from Lutcher High School are here. Came all the way in from Lutcher just to be here today. I thank them for that and appreciate their enthusiasm for high school football, college football, and pro football. Wonderful passion there. And by the way, a terrific team. We'll try to see if we can sneak Coach Tim over here in a couple of weeks. And also, if we have any Rummel graduates in the house, I know we do, you probably want to get them up here, I would think. So if you're a Rummel grad, before you leave, all Rummel grads, I don't care what year you graduated, come on up here by the table. I'm sure Kurt would like to take a picture of you before you depart. So make sure you do so. Don't shy away. With that, we want to remind you once more, turn in your pickup sheets before you leave, get your parking card validated, and make sure that you're here next Tuesday rather than Monday. We want to thank John Forcade, a good and great friend and does a great job in all of his endeavors, and we look forward to seeing him on WHNO tonight at 6 o'clock. I want to thank Renee Nato, who does a great job in so many capacities, and does a wonderful job writing for us at sportsnola.com. Coach Jay Roth, who is one of the most underappreciated and most successful coaches in Louisiana prep history. Brian Miller, who's done a great job over at Tulane, and they're getting there. Bad week, but they'll bounce back this week, hopefully, at Army. So with that, thanks to everyone for being here. Thanks to Craig Mooney, Mike Marquis and company from the Embassy Suites for having us. And once again, next Tuesday at noon, we shall reconvene. Thank you very much. Drive safe. God bless.